There we go. Much better. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Brad T. I'm in your Gigabyte Grove Weather Center. Just wanted to do a quick live stream here because I'm seeing a lot of stuff and a lot of people are panicking or causing panic or sharing things that aren't actually accurate. So I wanted to jump on, do a quick live stream for Gigabyte Grove and the Gigabyte Grove Weather Center and have a quick discussion of actually what is happening or what we're seeing out in the Atlantic Basin. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is the actual website for the National Hurricane Center. So let me go ahead and get that up, and you'll see this here. I guess above me or off to the side of me, you'll see that there's three things that they're currently watching. There's Humberto, which is the hurricane that is in mid-Atlantic, basically. There is Gabrielle, which at this point is no longer anything that they really need to worry about. In the Eastern Pacific, there is Narda, which is not on the map that's represented here. And then there's this tropical disturbance here that you can see that everybody is talking about. This is a 90% chance of formation, but it's over the next 7 days, and a lot can happen in 7 days in weather. Now, a lot of the stuff that I personally am seeing on Facebook, on Instagram, on even sites like MSN Weather or Bing Weather or whatever they want to call it, sites like that, they are already starting to speculate on where this thing is going to turn. Now, that is great, but what I'm primarily seeing is that these people are trying to base this in fact, and we are just simply too far out to know exactly where this storm is going to track. There's too many variables. There's too many things that could change. Now, some of the forecast models do show this coming into the east coast of the United States. I have the spaghetti model up. We'll take a look at that in a second here. But primarily right now, as it stands, this specific disturbance is not set to come into Georgia or Florida. As it stands, that does not mean that this is going to be fact. It does not mean that this is not going to change. This is how it is right now, 1436 hours on September 26th, 2025. So that's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, September 26th, 2025. There is no hurricane been issued, no tropical cyclone warnings. There is nothing. It is literally just a tropical disturbance or a area of disturbed weather activity that is being monitored for potential formation into a hurricane or a tropical cyclone or something along those lines. Realistically, it is too far out for us to really know what is going on. So, with that being said, let's take a look at the spaghetti model. I had someone comment something or say something. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I have the chat up. So if you guys have questions, I'll do my best to answer those. I apologize. I did try to get this on our Facebook page and my personal Facebook page and a few other places, and it wouldn't share, which that's fine. It is what it is. So basically, let us go take a look at the spaghetti models. Sorry. All right. So here are the spaghetti models that we have as of present. This is today. So this is the sixth one for AL94 Invest. So an AL94 Invest is basically the storm. Excuse me. It doesn't have, I chugged a Sprite right before this. It doesn't have a name. It has what's called an invest number, which is something they're investigating. I apologize if I'm rushing through this. I got to get my son off the bus in about 25 minutes. So I'm trying to get this information out here so we have plenty of time for anyone that has questions that wants to pop into the chat. So looking at these spaghetti models, these are computer animated or computer plotted potential paths. Right now, the black line, the thick black line, is the forecasted track for the storm. And as you can see, it goes into South Carolina, over towards the Darlington, Florence, that part of South Carolina. And then it immediately about faces and turns back out into the Atlantic. That is what they're thinking right now. And again, we could be 3 to 4 days, maybe even 5 days away from really knowing anything about this storm. It is not by any means set in stone what's going to happen with this. This is just an ensemble that kind of shows you all the different computer models, and when they run it through, the different schematics with different numbers and potential wind loads and storm tracks and jet stream disturbances and things like that, this is basically where it could go. Now, one thing that I want to bring to people's attention, because I'm seeing this way more than I'm seeing anything else. Let's go ahead and zoom in. I realize it's not going to be the greatest quality, and I apologize for that. But let's go ahead and zoom in, and I want to focus primarily on this area right here that I'm circling here, and the chances of it coming where these lines are. So we're talking south central Georgia, northern Georgia towards Atlanta, heading out towards some of these metropolitan areas in Tennessee and Alabama, into North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, and heading up to the East Coast. Now, these aren't impossible, but they're not likely. Based on the current track of the storm, realistically, what may happen, or what looks like is going to end up happening, or could, I don't want to say is going to happen, most likely what potentially would happen is these storms look like they are kind of tugging at each other. So in a best case scenario, what would actually happen is you would have Humberto, which looks like it's gonna move more eastward before it slingshots kind of out. I don't know if they have the actual, here's the track for it. So by like Monday, we should be not far, maybe 200, 350 miles from Bermuda, off the coast of Bermuda at that point. And you would still have that area of disturbance kind of in this area here, up towards like the Caribbean and up towards like the Florida Keys, northern Cuba, stuff like that. So there's a good chance that Humberto could actually disturb the disturbance and actually pull it further out to sea, bringing it off track. There are some initial signs that could potentially be what's happening. One is the tropical disturbance is inching more eastern or more eastward, and Humberto is actually tracking more westward. So there is a good chance that they could converge, and that Humberto could actually pull this disturbance kind of out of the area and kind of everything out of harm's way, if that kind of makes any sense. Now, that's actually one of the spaghetti models that they had. I don't see it now. Let's take a look here. I got to zoom back out. But basically, these are the spaghetti models that they have as of, so let's see, we have, this is AL94. So this is actually even better at this point. Excuse me, because this is about 120 hours out. So this is about, 4.5 days roughly. So this is actually showing us the track between now and potentially Tuesday, roughly Tuesday. And it looks like, based on this one here, which I don't have a date or a time on this. It looks like it was just today. So this is Invest 12, or Update 12. But basically, it's showing the track where, little bit to the Caribbean, maybe some Florida will get some rain, some sporadic wind, things like that. But it's going to be further off coast than was originally predicted in some of the ensembles that we had. Now, again, none of this is forecast. These are all ensembles. These are all potentials. None of this is guaranteed. None of it is promised. And that's one of the biggest problems that I have with a lot of the information that's out there about some of these, some of the weather forecasts right now, is that they are treating a lot of this information like this is certain, this is going to happen. We saw that a lot with Hurricane Aaron that came through. Hurricane Aaron, locally here, there were people causing a panic in the in some of the local Facebook chats that or groups that claimed to know something about weather, and you had people from the emergency management agency here in my county and other counties nearby who were like, no, stop. You have no idea what you're talking about. You have forecasters, both amateur and professional, were telling this person, stop. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just going to try and incite panic. And that's basically what happened was, a small select population in the area panicked for no reason. Aaron didn't come anywhere close to South Georgia, South Central, or Southeastern Georgia, for that matter. So there really wasn't anything anyone needed to worry about. As for what we currently have with these storms, not much. Let me see if I can track what's the current wind speed. Current wind speed of tropical disturbance 1. I thought I had that. Excuse me. Let me see. Probably easier to get it from here, wouldn't it? Let's see. Wind speed possibilities. Nope, this is Humberto, I believe, right? Yes, we don't want that. We don't want the NOAA website. Oh my God. This is what happens when you rush to try to get some stuff done. All right, so we're worried about this. This is what we want particularly, and I want to see the wind speed possibilities, not for that. Yeah, so it's too soon. They won't even give us any possibilities on potential wind speed because it's too soon to know really anything. We are potentially 6 to 7 days out from this even touching American soil. And even that could change. The storm could pick up. It could draw power from the warmer water in the Caribbean. Then once it gets up towards the Florida Panhandle, we could see even more strengthening before it even touches any land. The best information that I can give to anyone is while you're watching these storms, while you are tracking them, even if you don't live in an area or you have family or friends that live, say, here where we live in South Georgia or Alabama or central, southern, or anywhere in Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, make sure that they're listening to their EMAs. Make sure that they're watching these storms. It is absolutely crucial that you get the correct information when you are dealing with something like a hurricane. We saw that a lot during Helene, especially here locally in South Georgia where I am. They were not prepared for a storm like Helene. They did not expect it to come this far inland. It is not the county's fault. It's not the EMA fault. It's not the National Weather Service's fault. It was not expected to direct hit this area the way that it did. So a lot of people were caught off guard. So just make sure that if you are in this area, you're getting it from a reputable source. The best thing you can do is get that information from the National Hurricane Center. National nhc.noaa.gov is the actual website. So go ahead and check that out. I don't see anyone in any of the chats. No one's really got anything to say. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream because I do have to try to jet out of here so that I can get my son off the bus. And if you guys have questions, go ahead and put them in the comments down below of this video, and I'll do my best to answer them. I will see you guys in the next video or the next live stream. Have a good day.